Thank God that is over. Oh, Jesus
Phew.
Christ. Rest in pieces, Ruben. Fucking
Thank God.
jackass.
Our luck is still pea good though.
I beg to differ. Okay, so at this point, our goal is to find the Ark. Which we already know where it is because Sailor Venus discovered it on her way through this area. But it's basically just the airship of this RPG. There isn't much of a world map to explore on the airship, and you can't really tell this just by looking at it from any one location. But it actually does match the map of like Earth. The only other game that did like a traditional JRPG style like world map that matched the shape of Earth's map that I can think of is Ultima 2. And that one was just weird all around. But it is very strange looking at like an old school RPG world map and seeing it like match the shape of like Africa and Asia and the United States and Florida. Get on board the Ark. Do you want to drown? Come on. Okay.
We have to go rescue Shadow the Hedgehog.
I just like... I imagine that this is actually like Ark from Final Fantasy IX. Like literally a transformer.
Yeah.
Why not? The Sailor Scouts could use a Megazord.
Yeah.
Speaking of, there was a live-action Sailor Moon at one point, right?
Yes.
Was it any good?
I have not seen it.
Oh.
I think it's mostly stage plays, and they just like recorded one of the stage plays.
Oh. I like how she just walks horizontally across those diagonal staircases. Like, we know that they have programming for walking up the stairs because they used it on top of the deck, but they just didn't use it here.
Oh boy, we get to ponder the orb to fly around.
Oh no!
This is Final Fantasy VI.
Oh yeah.
I told you.
Actually, this looks better than Final Fantasy VI as far as raw graphical power goes, but
It does, although
Aw.
the airship controls a bit stiffly. I do know that there is a way to move diagonally when you're moving forward, but apparently it's not working with the D-pad. Maybe it's the shoulder buttons. I don't know. I just like... I thought the controls were a bit odd when I recorded, so after recording I looked up gameplay footage of someone controlling the airship. And it's like, okay, you can move diagonally while you're moving forward. Just how? I don't know how. Maybe it is the shoulder buttons. I'm just not used to SNES games that use shoulder buttons because it happens so infrequently. And
I mean, it's the best way to do dash shooting in a Mega Man X. So,
well, yeah, I know that, but like only a few games seem to do it. Like how this kid exists to tell you, come back to this spot in the present day, jackass. There's going to be a puzzle piece here. But yeah, you can absolutely explore the areas that you went through as the 5 Sailor Scouts and gain piddly amounts of experience that barely do anything to level you up.
yay.
Wonderful.
But we're in the far past, so none of the characters we met in the present day are still here.
But they look exactly the same, including Poindexter here.
Except maybe for the ones in Sailor Mars's time. Now that I think about it, I should probably take Mars over to her area at some point and see if that does anything. But this does answer my question about those weird ruins underneath this village that had Jupiter's symbol on them. Obviously, you only explore them in the past. That's nice, I guess.
Anyway, back to our spaceship.
Where was our spaceship? Ah, secret passage, right. That's not going to get confusing at all.
Our planet needs us again.
It does. It's right below our feet, though. Why are we going up? And yeah, these are, like, Final Fantasy VI style world map chunks that are shaped to look like the real world. So, like, I think this is Asia, and that would be Alaska, maybe. Wow, there might be some truth to the legends of, like, Native Americans crossing over from Asia. Like,
no, that's actually what happened.
They literally just have to hop a 2-foot pond.
Oh, hop a 2-foot pond. I were like, insinuating that didn't happen. It's like, oh.
No, I know, I know what the history is. I'm just goofing.
Hello there.
So at this point, I was just trying to figure out the world map system because, you know.
Where do I go? What do I do? Etc.
Yeah. It's not a traditional world map in the truest sense. You can't get out of the airship and walk around. And the only locations that you have to choose from are the ones that you've been to, the North Pole and the Moon, which you can go to by pressing Y. But, like... I like how there are separate airship landing points for both villages. Even though they're right next to each other, it's like, okay, sure. Okay, so having no idea where I'm supposed to go next, the obvious step is to go talk to the NPC who's supposed to give you directions. Unfortunately, at this point in the game, they stopped with the poorly programmed checklist NPCs that just give you a list of all the places you're supposed to go during that chapter, and actually had an NPC that was programmed to know what you've already done. Why didn't they do that before if they knew how to do it? Okay, fine, sure, whatever. But I'm not going anywhere without Sailor Mercury. I've learned my lesson. So from now on, we're gonna go with Mercury, Pluto, and Uranus, because Uranus hits hard. Thank you. Can we go now?
Please go now.
Can we go now? Press start. Thank you. I keep forgetting that start is the way to get out of those menus instead of, you know, the cancel button like in every other game. Anyway, well, let's just... Oh, look, this throne room has a purpose now. Because Radina is just chilling up here for no reason.
We have to go visit Superman.
We have to go to the North Pole to find Beryl. Oh, this is not going to end badly at all.
Go visit Santa.
Santa's developed some womanly curves. And an odd attachment to pencil dresses. But let's see. Okay, so the North Pole is obviously in the north. Let's ignore the fact that we don't have a compass and have a really poor viewing angle to judge the shapes of the continents with. It's a very small world map, so...
You'll come across it eventually.
Yeah. That's pretty much how I find it. I just fly around at random until I see some snow.
Boop.
So, if you thought the battle was bad, the battle with Ruben was bad.
Yes.
I have some news for you.
Oh boy.
The random battles in the North Pole are almost kind of worse. I mean, they don't individually take as long, but they're random battles. You're going to be going through multiples of them. And this is one of those games where, like, every random battle in the same area is, like, the same 2 enemies. So,
yeah.
Welcome to hell.
Spoopy.
It's frozen over and full of random encounters that take about 10 minutes a piece. So, like, eh. Damn it!
Speaking of random encounter.
Snow Dancer and Utahime. Utahime? Is that like the Japanese princess version of Utah Raptor or something? Are they going to be asking us to fund a Patreon for that dig too? I'm kidding. I support the Raptor project. Thank you. But like, okay, like, what the hell? So I thought at first these are random battles, so I just need to hit them with a few powerful attacks, right? And they'll go away like all the other random battles do. So I had everyone do their attacks the way you would expect me to. You know, just go ham on them with your area of effect skills, and eventually they'll die. Then one of them hits me with Tempest.
Oh no.
Ouch. So that didn't go the way I wanted it to at all. So before I revive the other three, I'm just gonna do the smart thing and hit them both with bubble spray. Thank God I brought Sailor Mercury with me. Moon and Mercury are both high enough level that their defense covers all these guys' attacks, but my lower level party members clearly don't. They need more XP before they can stand up to these guys. But even at my level, I'm only doing like 69 fucking damage per
Nice.
attack.
Oh my gosh.
So, like, this is not working out. I was slightly vindicated that when I looked up a video to see about the airship controls, that the part of the video that I watched was also a North Pole thing, and whoever was in charge of that long play was also having a bit of trouble with these battles. So it's like, it's not just me that hits this difficulty spike and is like, oh no. But oof, I probably should have grinded for a few hours in Sailor Venus Town before I went to the North Pole, because ouch. 127 damage to Sailor Uranus, and that's with the attack debuff. Jesus. $48 damage? Really? Ugh. This is a random battle.
After doing all that damage, now coming here.
Fortunately, this is not going to be as hard as Ruben for one very specific reason. Ruben never ran out of TP. Random battles, if they go on long enough, the enemy will run out of TP, and it won't be able to attack you at all. So that happens, and at that point it's just like, okay. Well, technically it's called EP for them. Not sure why it's two different things.
Huh.
No, I think it's EP for you too. We've just been calling it TP.
Oh, have I?
Yeah.
Huh. Did I get things mixed up with Star Ocean for some reason?
Possibly.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
It's all good.
But like, clearly this was the winning strategy, to just, you know, run off half-cocked to the North Pole without thinking about it.
Now you know going forward.
Now I know going forward. Yeah, like, I fight two of these frickin' battles by the end of this of this part. I left them both in because I wanted to I wanted to show, like, actually fighting this battle effectively. It does shave off quite a lot of time, but I considered cutting this battle out and showing just that other one, but that left the part awkwardly short. So I left it in. Thankfully, going by my timeline, we are not going to be here for too much longer. Okay, I tell a lie. We're going to be here for plenty longer.
I was gonna say we got 17 minutes left.
Well, I'm not going to be, like, fighting this specific battle for the entire part, thankfully. But we have a good few minutes left before I manage to take these fuckers out. They're such damage sponges. Why? I mean, I've played Dragon Quest XI on its harder difficulty, and the battles in that didn't take half as long as the battles in this can when they get hard. It's like, ugh. But it seems like we're in the clear, and it's just a matter of whittling their HP down. It's kind of dazzling how much HP these random enemies have, though.
Yeah.
So, how about that local sports team? You guys think they might be Sailor Scouts in disguise? They look like guys to me, but they might be. It's happened before. I don't know.
I mean, there was the Magical Girl show like a year or two ago where they become buff guys instead. It's a joke series, but
Oh my gosh.
Really?
yeah,
Why?
it's a joke series.
I know it's a joke series, but
I
why?
bet it's hilarious.
I can't remember the name of it.
It's funny because like the magical girl genre existed before Sailor Moon, because the concept of Sailor Moon was let's combine magical girls with Sentai. But for some reason, Sailor Moon became the standard of magical girls.
Well, it's kind of like
After
how
that-
all giant robots became Gundam, even though Gundam was not the first giant robot anime series.
Debatably.
No, there were definitely
Yeah,
giant
No,
robots.
I feel like there's enough like diversity in the public consciousness for giant robots that not all of them are mimicking Gundam.
I'm talking
A lot, like
Sure, I'm more talking to like generalized way.
yeah, I know, but there's like Megazords and
Yeah.
other similar stuff that they also imitate. So there's more than one standard, but like magical girls are all just Sailor Moon knockoffs now. Like it's the only magical girl that's allowed to exist anymore.
Revolutionary Girl Lieutenant's not very similar to Sailor Moon.
Really? When
Yeah.
was that made?
Late 90s.
Late 90s. Oh, the tail end of the time when there was diversity. Then. I mean, I'm not objecting. It's a pretty fun formula. Blue Reflection's a great game. I can't wait for the sequel. It's out in Japan, but it's not coming out in the West until late January, I think. So I'm looking forward to that.
I wonder if it'll have the same difficulty issue.
Hopefully not, but I'll have to look it up before I play, because I don't want to accidentally start on normal and then play for 2 hours and then realize, oh, this is brain dead. Let's switch over to hard, and then play the entire beginning of the game again, because that was annoying.
Yeah.
I feel like even if they thought that was a good idea in Japan, it clearly wasn't a good idea in the West, so they probably should have taken that into account in localization and just labeled the hard mode normal mode.
Reverse radiant dawn.
Yeah, like, because Blue Reflection is a genuinely good RPG. It has its cheaper aspects, but it's generally speaking, it's a good light Persona kind of RPG gameplay loop, and the combat system that's attached to it has a lot of fun stuff to play around with. Unfortunately, it's also one of those RPGs where you heal after every battle, so if the individual battles are not challenging, the game just becomes a brain-dead slog. So, of course, in what's labeled normal mode, the battles are not individually challenging, and it just becomes a brain-dead slog. In hard mode, like, the battles are not exactly difficult enough to kill you if you know what you're doing, but they are at least mentally stimulating. They make you think about the actions you're taking on every turn so that you don't die. And that's what a game like that needs. It's like, you know, I kind of understand why they went that direction too, because Gust usually makes, well, they usually make the Atelier series, which is more about crafting and gathering than battles. The battles are generally like...
Also thighs. Lots of thighs.
Lots
At least nowadays.
of guys.
That is an Atelier Ryza thing,
Yes.
and it only applies to Atelier Ryza and Ryza 2. So, let's... to be fair, they also made Knights of Azure, which is a Yuri action RPG. So, yeah, that's a fair assessment, to be honest.
Are these two still alive?
Yes.
Yes, they're still alive. It's like, Jesus Christ, just die already. But, oh, whoops. But, like, okay. I understand why they went that direction, because their normal RPGs aren't particularly challenging either, and they were afraid of scaring off their usual demographic with an especially hard RPG, but they went too far in the opposite direction for Blue Reflection. Thankfully, they had the presence of mind to include a hard mode, but, you know.
Damage sponge. Oh my goodness.
Are we dead yet?
Ah,
No, we're not dead yet. Damn it.
8. Oh.
What? 8 damage?
Yes.
Pluto! Please! The back row is too much. It's too back rowish. Like, what was the Final Fantasy method? Like, if you're in the back row, you do half damage, but take half damage?
Yeah, also it would not apply to certain long-range attacks.
Right, yeah. So there was a way around it. It also didn't apply to magic, which everything in this game is fucking magic, so why is the back row even affecting it? You know?
Because this isn't Final Fantasy.
Ugh.
Finally.
Yes.
Oh,
Woo.
God. That feels so good. They're dead.
Yay.
And we've leveled up. But not everyone is leveled up, because unfortunately we don't get that much experience from these guys.
But wait, there's more.
There is more. Because on top of having the most fucking annoying random battles so far, the North Pole is also freaking huge. And open and full of little passages around ponds that you have to explore, because there are treasure chests around here.
Oh, it's you two again.
Oh.
Alright, get out
always
your
gonna be
phones.
you.
Let's do it.
I don't even fight these guys the third time I encounter them. I just decide that now is a prime opportunity to test out the run feature. So,
Oh my goodness.
but, you know, now that I know what I'm doing, it's going to be a slightly smoother battle. So let's do this without getting killed this time. Thank you.
Let's do it.
I'm just gonna hit everyone with a manicure while I have them transform into their super forms immediately.
And there goes Chippy Moon.
Time stop. Ah, damn it, Chibi Moon. Ugh. It's fine. She was just gonna transform into Super Chibi Moon on this turn anyway.
Ding.
Time stop. Go. Zawa Rudo or something. I'm pretty sure that's not. I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce
No,
that.
it's
but
a word, though.
They were already mispronouncing it as it is. I know it's the world. All the first stands were based on, like, the major arcana. It's why the Persona are based on the major arcana. They're not just like stands. They're literally stand ripoffs. The more you know. Why did stands start getting named after like musical bands and stuff though?
Because the author is just weird.
It seems like a weird place to go from naming them after the major arcana of the tarot deck. Like, what's the connection? I don't get it.
And a lot of the reason for these things is just because the author wants to. That's it.
Yeah, I know.
It's a weird and out there series. I can do whatever I want. It's like, okay, sure, but also why?
I will at least like give JoJo props for like sticking to its guns on its own art style and stuff, and having its own style of storytelling rather than just being another shonen show, like every other shonen show that exists.
There really isn't those anymore. Like the closest we have is Hero Academia, but even that's still fairly Western inspired compared to, the early to mid 2000s.
Thank Christ. It sure took a while for the rest of anime culture to get there, though. It's like, there was this... I love Yu Yu Hakusho to pieces. I'm still incredibly resentful for it just becoming Tournament Arc the anime after the first half.
Yeah.
It's like, you have the show about spirit detectives and you're going to make it a Tournament Arc show? Really? Why? What's the connection between these two concepts? There is none. And the manga hurts.
I believe it was mostly because Yu Yu Hakusho came out at the tail end of Dragon Ball Z, or just Dragon Ball in Japan, so it could do its own thing. And when Dragon Ball finally ended, they're like, the editors in Shueisha were like, we need something similar to it out like now. You have guys who fight, do that.
I mean, to give the guy credit, he did the Tournament Arc series thing well. But, like, it hurts my soul because it started off with such a strong concept. Yusuke Urameshi is a ghost, and he goes around solving mysteries and problems, And then he comes back to life and is hired on as a spirit detective, and it looks like that's what he's going to keep doing as a living person, only now he doesn't need to go through absurd gymnastics to interact with the world anymore. So there's more flexibility. Then it just becomes Tournament Arc the show. It's like, come on. I mean, you could have at least gone back to the detective concept after the Tournament Arc ended, but it ends up feeling like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where,
The card game kind of took over the entire franchise, yeah.
Specifically, card game tournaments took over the entire franchise, and it didn't get back on track until the Memory Arc at the very tail end. And then in the middle of between the two tournament arcs, there's the Dungeon Dice Monster story arc, which feels like a return to form, where like first the Pharaoh flexes on what's his face, Duke Devlin. I don't remember his Japanese name, and beats him at this card game because like he wants to prove that Duke has been scamming everyone with a shell game. But like, and then it just goes from 0 to 11 with the actual Dungeon Dice Monsters game, which plays out exactly like a shadow game would in the first chunk of the manga. And then there's the whole dramatic ending with the game shop burning down and Yugi being stuck to the table trying to reassemble the puzzle, which sort of got retrofitted onto a much worse story in the anime. But like, then it just goes back to Battle City. And like, sure, it's a bit spicier than Duelist Kingdom, but it's still just another Duel Monsters tournament. So, I don't know. I guess it was better than the first tournament arc, but it's still just another tournament arc. They sure made things dramatic at the end with the whole airship and giant tower thing. But like, in the end, that's more funny than interesting. Like, why would you host a card game tournament on a blimp? At one point, the series even lampshades how stupid that is by having Janochi's cards almost get blown away.
Didn't they also take a break to do a filler arc?
No, that's anime only, but
I mean, still filler arc.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it is. It was a filler arc, but it only happened in the anime. In the manga, it just goes straight through the Battle City tournament and then Memory Arc. Boom.
Sure was nice in America to just sit on the blimp for like 2 weeks.
I think that arc is supposed to take place over the course of like an hour or something. But like, it is kind of funny how that filler arc resolves as like the villain of the arc that's on hold just gets impatient with it. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm stepping up and taking over my role as bad guy again now. Lightning bolts.
Level up.
That went a lot smoother than the last one.
Yes, it did. It was still a long battle though, which is why when I encounter it again, I'm just gonna run. No, I'm not even gonna fight that battle again. I'm just gonna run. I think I'm gonna do some off-screen grinding between this part and the next, so that I'm wherever the hell it is this fucking game expects me to be right now, because it's so goddamn demanding. Where the hell did this difficulty spike come from?
What level do you expect me to be?
I don't understand why everything went so hard down the SMT direction so suddenly right now. To these no.
Run.
No. It turns out that this is one of those games where every character has to individually run away though. And of course, 3 of my characters get confused immediately, so like I'm very lucky that I managed to successfully escape.
Yeah.
Ugh. That battle probably would have killed me if it opened up with 3 characters confused and one character dead.
Probably.
Oh.
So it turns out my impatience saved my life. I thought there might be an item there, but it turns out I'm just like in a conveniently placed North Pole village.
Armor.
There's a village at the North Pole? Oh, okay. Sure.
Praise Superman. You're not Superman.
Oh.
Okay, do you just talk about politics to random people in the street?
I mean, that's not the most unrealistic thing that I've encountered in this game.
Yeah.
True.
I've had people engage me in weird, awkward political conversations when I'm just working as a cashier, and it's like, guys, no. I'm not gonna... If you want to talk to a wall, go talk to a wall. I can't discuss this with you right now. I'm at work.